In the riverside village of Zankoli, hunger spreads quietly while one man grows rich. When the river suddenly offers a gift beyond imagination, the people rush to take what they can. One choice saves a community. Another choice invites judgment. Listen well, for this is a story from Zankoli, a village whose name is carried by the wind but not written on maps. Zankoli lay where the red earth softened and met the river Luma. Tall raffia palms guarded the banks, and reeds whispered whenever the water moved. The people said the river was older than their ancestors and wiser than their elders. Before fishing, they spoke to it. Before crossing, they greeted it. Children were taught never to shout at the water, even in play. In those days, hunger came like a slow shadow. The rains grew lazy. The sun stayed too long. Nets returned light, and cooking fires burned for shorter hours. Mothers thinned soup with hope. Fathers stared at the river as if staring longer might make it answer. Among the people lived a girl called Sua. She was not tall. She was not loud. But her eyes were sharp, and her ears were always open. She wore a faded indigo wrapper tied above her knees, and around her neck hung a small gourd charm, smooth from years of touch. Her mother had given it to her before joining the ancestors, saying, "This will remind you to listen before you speak." Sua fetched water at dawn and dusk. She noticed how the river changed its voice with the moon. She noticed which elders spoke truth and which spoke pride. And then there was Garuma. Garuma was the richest fisherman in Zankoli. His nets were thick and wide, patched with leather. His hut had carved doors and 3 drums stacked by the wall. Even during famine, his cooking fire smoked every night. He laughed loudly, ate alone, and said often, "The river knows who deserves its gifts." When children cried from hunger, Garuma looked away. When elders asked for sharing, he tightened his grip on his basket. One night, the moon climbed high and full, round as a calabash lid. Its light spread across the river, turning the water pale and bright. Sua walked to the river bank, her gourd balanced against her hip. The village was quiet, the kind of quiet that carries worry. As her gourd touched the water, the river shivered. The surface rose, slow and deliberate. From the water emerged the river spirit of Luma, tall and still, its body woven of moonlight, weeds, and flowing water. Its eyes were deep, holding seasons within them. "Sua," the spirit said, though it had never been told her name. She lowered herself until her knees touched the earth. Fear passed through her, but respect stayed. "Why do your people grow thin?" the spirit asked. "All one grows heavy?" Sua did not rush her answer. "Because hunger has visited us," she said, "but greed has welcomed itself." The spirit's gaze moved toward the village. "Tomorrow," it said, "the river will open its hands one last time. How your people take will decide what the river becomes to them." Before Sua could speak again, the water closed, smooth as if nothing had risen from it. At dawn, a cry went up. Fish filled the shallows. Big fish. Small fish. Silverbacks flashing. The river banks darkened with movement. Never in living memory had such abundance appeared. People ran. Nets flew. Baskets filled. Garuma arrived early. He pushed past others, his elbows sharp. He threw his largest net again and again, piling fish higher than his basket rim. He laughed as he worked, his voice carrying. "See how the river loves me!" he shouted. Around him, others took fish carefully. Mothers filled calabashes and stepped aside. Elders reminded children to stop when their hands were full. Some shared immediately, calling out names. Then the river grew quiet. Too quiet. The water pulled back from Garuma's feet. The fish in his basket twitched once, then softened, turning dark and heavy. Mud replaced flesh. His net split down the middle with a sharp sound, like a whip cracking. Silence fell. Garuma stood alone, his wealth ruined in his hands. The rest of the village looked down at their own baskets. Their fish were fresh, firm, alive. Understanding moved through the people like wind through grass. Garuma's shoulders sank. His voice disappeared. He fell to his knees and pressed his forehead to the earth. "I thought the river belonged to me," he said. "I forgot it belonged to us." No one laughed. No one shouted. Hunger teaches mercy as much as it teaches pain. From that day, Zankoli changed. Before fishing, libation was poured into the river. Before nets were cast, elders reminded the people, "Take what feeds you, not what feeds your pride." Garuma shared his nets and never again ate alone. And when the moon grows full, mothers still tell their children, "The river listens." Because it does. And it never forgets. Moral: greed empties the hands, but sharing keeps them full.